Welcome back to the Today's Woman Show. I'd like to acknowledge my sponsors once more. They're Queen Pride Perfume Rice, Next Sheen Hair Products, and J. Nisi Skin Repair and Laser Center. Now the moment of truth, the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm so excited, and I'm sure you will be when you find out who I have with me in the studio. But let me give you a little hint. Well, she used to sit in this chair. So today roles are reversed. And then she used to be a regular on our screen. She was a permanent fixture on our screens. Every channel, in those days actually, we didn't have that many channels, but if you went to TV3 and the others, you know, you would always find her doing one thing or the other. Now, if you want any more hints, watch the screen.
She is one of Ghana's favorite actresses and is as well known for her strong-willed characters as she is for her silky jazz tunes. Rama Brew was born into a family of 5 and is the daughter of a diplomat and a housewife. She has 2 younger sisters and all 3 of them are in show business. She had a very cosmopolitan upbringing, growing up in countries like India, England, Mexico, Beirut, and Germany. Rama moved back and forth from Ghana in the 1970s and finally settled in the 1990s. Rama is famous for her roles in Ultimate Paradise, Memories of Joan, Divine Love, and Home Sweet Home. She is also famous for being a stickler for details and rewriting her dialogue for her roles in order for it to be more realistic. She's also an accomplished jazz musician who has performed at the Golden Tulip Hotel with America's hottest jazz trio, Soul Live. She's divorced with 1 daughter and 2 grandchildren who she dotes on.
Well, viewers, it gives me such pleasure, and it is indeed an honor to introduce to you the very talented, the very inspirational, and the very beautiful Rama Brew. Rama, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Audrey.
My goodness, I've missed you, and I know hordes of your fans have missed you. And everybody's wondering, where has Rama been?
Oh, well, Rama took a sabbatical, a very long sabbatical. I wasn't well for some time, and that's why you didn't see me.
Yeah, because I know I'm family, so of course I know that you've had double hip replacement and double knee replacement surgery. And you know, I think about it, I watch you, and I say inspirational because somebody going through all that trauma would have felt so down. And yet you're so upbeat, you're so so positive every single day. Where do you draw the strength from?
Well, from God, really, because I mean, how low can you go when you get there? And I had to find a way of bringing myself out of it, because you know, you cry, you ask why, and you just have to let it go, and that's what I did.
But when did it all start?
I actually have been having this awful experience with rheumatoid arthritis. And I was on all sorts of medication for years. And when you see me on television, you don't know how much, I'm pumped up and I'm suffering. But I was on a lot of medication, and it took its toll around 2009. When it really, really got bad, I couldn't.
You were in so much pain.
I was in a lot of pain, and 2 years ago I had both knees. The first lot of surgeries. And then my hip decided to say that, you can't twerk anymore. So,
oh, Rama.
So I had that done as well. So I'm actually recovering, and I feel great.
You look great.
Thank you.
You look great. I mean, I know you've been missing, but I think that good things have happened to you in that period. Now, of course, you said you draw your strengths from God, but did you ever lie down at any point in time and want to give up, throw the towel in, and think,
oh yes, Audrey, yeah. I mean, you can wake up some mornings and you ask yourself, the pain can be unbearable, but everybody has a different way of handling their pain, and I cried. I quarreled with God, and then I realized that sometimes God puts you. He doesn't put you. He allows certain things to happen for you to understand, to gain some form of awareness.
That He's supreme. Yes,
and to appreciate what you have and where you're coming from, and the wonderful body that you've been given, and not to take it for granted.
Funny you should say that, because I'm just reading a book. I'm sure you've heard of the book The Secret.
Oh yes,
I know you have, because I saw that on your Facebook page, and there's another one that's called The Magic. And one of the things it teaches us to, on a particular day, to thank God for your hands and your legs.
Oh, yes.
And actually for all your organs,
Absolutely.
for your being.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Not even just in health, because
Yes.
we thank God for health, but do we go into details? Can you imagine? I mean, you went without the use of your legs. And like you said, it was a horrible place to be at.
Yes. And when you say I take care of myself, how well do you take care of yourself? Do you watch what you eat? Do you do what
goes into you?
Exactly. And it was when I was there that I really began to look at it. I would say thank you to my heart, my lungs. I mean, every internal organ. You know, say thank you so much for all the work that you do when I'm asleep.
What's the biggest lesson you've gotten from this experience?
To love myself. To love myself and to embrace everything and love life. Because this is only one life. It's only one life that we have. And of course, other people believe in reincarnation. Maybe I've been reincarnated in this body. I don't know. I've lived many lives. So maybe I'm even living in you. Absolutely. Because we see ourselves in each other.
Okay.
You know? And so that was the wonderful experience.
You have become very deeply spiritual.
Oh, yes. Yes. You don't... You know, there's certain things that don't, bother you anymore. And it's no more about you. It's no more about
It's
you.
about your loved ones.
It's about not only your loved ones, everything.
Everything and
everything
everybody.
around you. And you've got to try and put yourself in somebody else's shoes before you make any utterance. You know, because we are always quick to judge.
Indeed, we're quick to judge.
Yes.
We are very emotional beings, and we don't
Yes.
really think. You know what I mean? So you look at somebody and you don't know why, because look at you. We were seeing you on the screens, everybody thinking, oh, there she is. Probably somebody even envying you.
Yes.
But they didn't even know that what you
Exactly.
what you were going
What
through,
I was
what you were
going through, yes.
You know, but good for you. We want to talk about life now. You know, there's somebody probably watching the show who doesn't even know that I'm going on about Rama. They don't even know who Rama is.
Exactly.
You know, now, you, one of 3 sisters, lovely sisters, and you were born in the arts.
Yes.
Do you think that being born into an arty family made you who you are? Made you choose the roadmap?
I guess so.
To arts?
Because there was always music at home. You know, always, always, always. My father was a diplomat. He was a poet, and he was also an artist.
Okay.
And he was a very, very lively person, and it was always music. So I think that's where it stemmed from.
So as you would ask a young woman now, what do you want to be? And they say, well, I probably want to be a banker or an economist or, you know, whatever. What did you want to be as a child?
Oh, I wanted to be a ballet dancer.
Oh.
Yeah, I loved to dance. I really loved to dance. And one thing my father did, bless his soul, he's no more, he laughed at me.
Like I'm doing right now?
I will never forgive him.
Really?
He said, Mama, what on earth are you doing throwing your legs in the air like that?" And it put me off. And then I had a piano teacher. I mean, she was a horrendous piano teacher. She was a German woman. This happened in Germany. I must have been about 5, between 5 or 6. And I used to go for piano lessons. And any time that I'd hit a wrong key, she would take a ruler and slam my knuckles.
A German lady?
I am telling you.
Oh, of course. I mean, they're very strict, aren't they?
And I mean, there was no room for mistakes. And I used to hate going for classes. And my mother could never understand why. Anytime there was time for me to go, for lessons, I would kick up such a fuss. Until one day she was bathing me, and then she noticed that my knuckles were swollen. And she asked me what had happened, and I was afraid to tell her, because I thought if I told her, I'd get in trouble with the teacher, and it'd only make it worse. So, of course, that was the end of that. And so I hated music, but I was a straight A student in music.
Amazing. You hated music.
I hated it. I did not want to have anything to do with it, especially the piano. But then, of course, being a singer, you don't necessarily have to play an instrument. Your instrument is your voice.
Exactly, I was going to say.
So that was a relief.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you... Jazz, I mean, we know there have been great female jazz singers. I mean, we were saying earlier, Eartha Kitt, Nina Simone, Ella Fitzgerald, It took a while for jazz to actually from female jazz artists to actually, take off here in Ghana. Why do you think it was? I mean, you started it in the 90s.
Yes. Well, I don't know. When I came back in the 90s, that was what I was doing when I was living in Europe. And so it was the next step for me to do because I enjoyed it and I realized that there was nobody doing it. So I said, well, why not?
And that became very popular with that.
That's where it took off.
That's your trademark, actually. Just behind the mic doing your little bits, you know. Shame I don't have a mic to get you to do it, but then you ventured into acting.
Yes. Well, I've always been in acting.
Okay, you were in acting
before.
Even before.
Yes.
But how did you get into acting too?
Well, my aunt, Joyce Addo, she was at GBC at the time, and she used to produce Vida Kakalika and Avenue A back in the day. Yeah. And so I had just finished my O-levels, and she wanted me to, audition for a role, and she liked it, and that was it.
Interesting. And they just came.
Yes, that's how I started.
But you did a little bit. That must have been before you actually went off to Europe, or was it?
Yes.
That was before you did. When you lived in Europe, did you do any acting at all? Or
no, I didn't. Singing? Just the singing. I did
just
not do
the singing.
Yes.
And then you came
so
back.
I'd been away for about almost 13 years, and I came back, and then I got the role of Ultimate Paradise.
Yes, of course. How can one forget? That was one of the things that you were really famous for. But you did many other projects, actually, didn't you?
No, but when I came, I started off first with
the Ultimate Paradise.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think of the current crop of actors?
Well, they're good. I mean, there's a lot of room for improvement, and if there's more discipline, I think, in the sense of some of the scripts, some of the storylines, if the directors or producers themselves can get a grip on how the actors behave, what they want, because usually a director tells an actor how they want them to project a certain role. They don't leave it entirely up to the actor.
Okay.
You have to read the character, and if they're satisfied with the way you're playing it, then it's good. But if not, you can't just leave the actor on their own.
Okay.
Unless, of course, they're professional.
Okay.
And they know what they're about.
Okay. Well, because it's become a glamorous profession.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work.
I mean, they don't realize that.
It's a lot of work, and since most of the acting here is done in English, if you don't brush up on your English, I mean, it's awful. And they don't read. People have forgotten how to read, and you cannot improve your art if you do not read, because you will not have the right vocabulary to use.
Okay. You finished filming on a project.
Yes.
What was that like?
It was called The Cursed Ones, and it's going to be out in a few months. It was wonderful. It was a bit tedious for me because I was on using a crutch, and I hadn't had the other knee done, and so it was pretty cumbersome for me. But I did it, and I enjoyed it.
So you had, and what was that like, filming The Cursed Ones?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
It hasn't been released yet, or has it?
No, it hasn't.
Okay,
it hasn't. We were filming in Koforidua.
Okay.
And I came. I mean, they had already been there for quite some time, but I came and I was there for a week.
Okay.
Did my part, and I was playing the village elder.
Okay.
Yes, that was my role.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now your surprise is here now. So, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, Majid.
I'm looking for Rama.
You are looking for Rama, and Rama is sitting here in the studio with me. Rama, there's Majid on the line.
Majid, how are you?
Not bad at all. Good morning. How you guys doing?
We are doing great.
Fantastic. I wish I was there. Rama.
Where are you? Are you in Ghana?
I'm in Ghana, yes.
Okay.
Now,
this.
Yes. Yes, Majid. Rama is, I'm sure, not only a fellow actor, but she's also a very good friend of yours.
Majid is like my son.
This is the biggest platform, Rama. That I just want to say a big thank you for your presence that day, full of love everywhere in the air.
Yes.
And Rama, I just want to say a big thank you for you coming to the funeral.
Oh,
and you have no idea what it meant to me. And you were there the whole time till everybody was leaving before you left, and we danced and we had so much fun. And
yes.
Majid, you've said thanks to her, but what can you tell us about Rama as an actress in her professional self? What would you say?
For the past 2 years now, on every single set I've been on, even in Rama's absence, her presence is felt.
Wow.
I'm telling you, everybody, when some characters are given, all the producers go like, oh, where's Rama? I mean, this woman is giving me trouble. If Rama was here, this would have been so easy.
Wow.
And for the past 2 years, no joke. So in Nigeria and Accra, both places, people, we miss Rama so much on the screens. I mean, Rama carries the set with her when she comes to the set. She carries the whole set on her shoulders. She's responsible for everyone on set. She's checking out this and that for everyone's character. And I mean, who does that? That's incredible, you know. And Rama, we really, really miss you. We want you right back. Now.
Well, I'm back.
She's back, Majid. She's back. Starting with the cursed, is it what?
Yes, I started with the cursed ones.
The cursed ones. Starting with the cursed ones.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Majid, thank you so much for sharing some words.
Big hug.
Do you have a Valentine's message you want to give Rama or anybody else?
I am bringing Rama's Valentine's gift to the house.
Hey, Charlie.
It's a surprise secret.
Oh.
All right, I've left it out, but she still doesn't know what a gift is, so it's still a secret.
It's
Rama,
a secret.
I'm going to see you in the house with your Valentine gift.
Okay, I'll be waiting.
Yeah. All right.
Majid, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, Rama, we love you. We love you. We love you. We love
Oh,
you.
big hug, Majid, to you, and the children too, huh? And your wife.
All right. Okay.
Okay, dear. Bye.
All right, bye.
Well, that was very sweet of him.
He has a wonderful family.
Rama, parenting. You and I have had lots and lots of discussions on parenting. You're
Yes.
very passionate about the subject. You yourself a mother,
Yeah.
a grandmother. But I want to read out a quote which you gave from an interview you gave on the internet. And it says, today, parents are so absorbed following self-interest, which make them spend little time with their children, who are left exposed to dangers of the modern world. What do you see as the dangers of the modern world, Rama?
Oh, all sorts of things, you know. I mean, we had that video clip that we saw that went viral of Nanny that was
so
abusing
sad. Yes.
that little girl.
Yes.
Things like that, you know. And when you have small children and as a mother, you're forced, because of circumstances, to leave your child. They're exposed to all kinds of things.
Now, you need a two-income family.
Yeah.
Okay, this day and age, to be able to sustain a family. Ideally, a mother could stay at home, which is perfect to watch over the kids. But now what do? You're left with having to leave the children with a caregiver.
But the thing is, I mean, why is it that people think that they have to live in a certain way? That's where the problem arises.
You think we become too materialistic?
Too much, really. Because from the moment a woman decides that, because it has to be planned. You can't just get married and then say that, okay, now we're going to have babies. And then you're not emotionally...
How many people plan?
Well, that's the thing. That is the thing. Because I'll take myself, for example. I was very young when I had my daughter, Michelle. I was in my 20s. I was 20, actually.
Yeah.
And I was very, very active at GBC. It got to a point where, you know, one day my mother called me and she was crying and Michelle was crying in the background. You know, and I used to take her with me to the studio, and everybody wanted to, hold her. And this child
She was so cute.
She wouldn't go to anybody, and she would scream as if somebody has pinched her or something. And I decided that it's either my career or my child, and one of them has got to go. So the obvious had to go, which was my career. And I said, as an actor, I can pick up any time because he doesn't have an age. But my child, I would lose those years with her. So I would stay at home. And that's what I decided to do. That was my decision.
It was a decision you took.
Yes. And
that was some 40-odd years ago, almost.
Yes.
Now, fast forward to today.
That's what I'm saying. If you decide that you want to get married, you have got to plan. You've got to put your heads together. when are we going to have children? Are we ready financially to take on the responsibility of another human being? Because babies are cute when they're small. We were all babies and we're all cute and we've all grown. So, are you ready for it? So you can't allow the pressures of family and the outside world to decide for you when you're supposed to have a child. You put the pressure on the caregiver, who's also very young, who has no experience. You take your frustration out on her. She's going to take the frustration, her frustration on the child. And then what are you going to do? It's a vicious cycle.
But do you think as women we can have it all? We can be that perfect mother at home,
No.
be that climb that corporate ladder, be the perfect wife. Do you think we can have it all?
No, I don't think so. Because a lot of women in the Western world today, a lot of them are opting out to stay at home and work from home so that they can even keep an eye on their children and to be with their children. Because you're climbing the corporate world, at a certain point, if they have to give you the boot after so many years of dedication, they will do it without a blink of an eye. And then where does that leave you when you've given all that dedicated service? You'd be crushed.
I like what you said in the sense that if people planned more about their future lives together as man and woman, the woman could be able to stay at home because it then doesn't really, you don't really need her income to support your lifestyle. Because if you plan, you know.
But the problem, Audrey, is that they all have a very glamorous, idealistic idea of marriage. They fall in love with the idea of a wedding, you know, on my wedding day, just one day, and they spend all that amount of money, you know, just to show off more or less. And then reality checks in. You got to pay all those bills. And then you're suddenly living 24/7 with this person, and you're seeing all, you know, their habits, their flaws and everything. How much do you really love them? That is the big question. You see, people are always saying that, oh, you know, I won't love him if he doesn't do this or she doesn't do that.
Conditional.
It's all conditional. And, you know, the whole love thing has been thrown out of whack. If you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? Your state of being is your responsibility. You live in you 24/7. You think all the thoughts that you think between you and you until you share it with somebody else. Invite that person into your world. Until I smile at you and say hello, I've not invited you into my world. You don't know what I'm thinking. And that's what people don't realize. We've got to educate the young people especially about these things. That before you decide that you want to, you know, get involved with somebody, it's nice to get to know somebody, but you're sharing you. And then when you allow yourself to be abused, whether physically or emotionally, you have allowed it. It's not that person who's done it to you, because you have allowed it. We all have choices. We choose to wake up and decide, I'm going to wear that dress, or, you know, wear that shoe, or, you know, have this different style weave. You make a choice, a conscious choice. And so how can you not be conscious about somebody that you want to get emotionally involved with? It shouldn't just be on your terms where you get fed up. Oh, you know, he treats me like this, so I'm out of the marriage.
Well, that's why there's such a high rate of divorce.
Yes, because people don't know each other.
Yeah. They marry for the wrong reasons.
They marry for the wrong reasons. And
I guess the right reasons are what you're saying. Loving yourself first so that you can extend that love to another person.
But, you know, you don't, I mean, our parents learn with what they know. And as you grow, you also, you know, you have to develop and teach yourself and, you know, be ready to learn other stuff to improve. My mother always used to tell me that don't make friends with people who are going to take you somewhere. Make friends with people who will educate you.
Okay, who will educate you.
Yes, who will help you grow. Don't just make useless friends. And I'm one person, I know a lot of people, but I have very few friends. People that I can call my friends. And because I enjoy my own company, first and foremost. I don't need anybody else to make me happy. You know, if I'm with you, I'm very, very happy. I'm genuinely happy. And if I'm alone, I'm happy. I think that, you know, young ladies of today should be taught how to be ladies.
And that brings me to my next topic for you. You've always wanted to have this project teaching people etiquette. Why is it so important to you? You think we lack manners in this part?
Yes, we just lost it. You know, people don't know what it is to sit down nicely, you know, shake hands properly. They shake your hands. It's like
say their pleases and thank yous.
Yes,
Let's start there.
Yes, and you're talking to somebody and they're looking somewhere else. It's very insulting. You know, if I'm doing something that needs my attention and I have to focus on it, I'll communicate that to you. I'm not looking at you right now. I'm listening to you, so you can talk, but I can't take my eyes off what I'm doing. And so many other things.
How they sit, posture.
Exactly, and posture is very, very important because when you slouch over, it's not good for your spine, first and foremost.
And then they made us do ballet for posture.
Yes. Stop dragging your feet when you're walking. Lift your feet up. Stop, you know, dragging your feet. Why are you dragging your feet?
Using your feet to sweep the ground.
That sort of thing, you know. And just throwing your body around, you know, not watching where you're going or anything. My mother used to say, watch everything around you. Pay attention to everything around you. Listen to everything. You know, and it's very, very important. But people don't do that. And then they wonder why certain things happen to them. And we need that for our young folk. We need to teach them all these things because it helps them in life. It helps them to also how to interact with other people.
Are you writing a curriculum for it? I mean, how do you think you're going to be able to execute it?
Well, I want to first start with I already have the curriculum written out for it because I started it years ago until you know I wasn't feeling well and I couldn't do it. You know, my health was more important.
Of course.
So now that I'm, you know,
getting back into
it, I'm going to start it because I think they need it, especially when they go for these competitions and things like that. You know, everybody, they ask them questions and they can't really articulate properly.
We think it's all about beauty, don't we now?
Yeah, but it's not. It's not. It's what you have up there.
There has to be more depth.
Here.
There has to be more depth to it.
Exactly. And I think, you know, what TV3 is doing with Ghana's Most Beautiful is in the right direction. I think it's wonderful, letting all the women embrace, you know, who they are. What
shape, size, it's all about what they have to offer.
But I think they should go a little step further by making them go natural with their hair.
Okay.
You know, to show, you know, Ghanaian hairstyles. Because, I mean, the Western world is always intrigued by what we have to offer. I mean, all this weave stuff.
Excuse me, Rama.
You know the billions of dollars that
don't even go in there. I mean, I watched the film. Have you seen it?
Wow. And the black hair can grow to any length if you treat it right.
Because that's all yours.
This is all mine. There are no extensions or anything inside it. Nothing. And like you said, it's a choice.
But not everybody. I mean, once again, I say not everybody has hair. So when it comes to the hair thing, you know.
But at what point do you want to destroy your hair to realize that, okay, enough? The chemicals are already doing it.
Yeah.
And then you go and put more stress on it by having it pulled.
Braided. Yes, pulled.
You understand?
And then stitched.
Some hair is going to come out.
Not some, a lot.
A lot. So when are you going to stop? For how long?
Are you fulfilled, Rama?
Yes, I love Rama. I've discovered her and I like her and I love her. Yes.
That's beautiful. What would you like to be most remembered by or for?
That I was a very happy soul. That's for me is the most important thing.
That you're a very happy person.
Yes. That I was able to bring some joy and laughter in someone's life, because a lot of people have forgotten to laugh, have forgotten to be joyous just because they're alive. They're just running around in circles, chasing all kinds of things and having all kinds of expectations and not being happy.
It's a beautiful thing that you've said, because you've got to thank everybody for every experience.
Yes.
Some of the experiences are not as, or leave a bitter taste in your mouth, and you ask yourself why. But they're lessons.
At least the bitter taste because the lesson wasn't learned.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, is that what it is?
Yes. Because when you learn the lesson, it won't be, because you were supposed to have
that bitter taste.
That bitter taste.
Yes. So you're supposed to learn the lesson.
Exactly.
From that.
If you did not need that lesson, that person would not have come into your life.
So everybody comes. You believe that everybody is in your life for a purpose.
Yes.
So then it is it is all divinely planned
Yes.
that you're sitting here on the couch today and sharing this message with me.
At the right
And it
time.
is my plan as well, being Valentine's Day, not to let you go with not to let you go without this little gift.
Oh dear.
Always with love.
Aw.
From the Today's Woman team to you, Rama.
Aw.
Thank you so much.
I
It's
know.
always a pleasure to be in your company. It's always enlightening.
I wish we
and
could
if
talk
indeed,
forever.
I know, and if indeed you want to think that one person you have in your corner, you know it's always me. I don't see you as much. I always send you that message. I
Yeah.
don't see you as much, but I love you so much.
I know, Audrey.
So it's so good. Thank you so much for coming on
The
here.
pleasure was mine. Thank you
Okay.
for having me.
The pleasure's always mine. Now, viewers, it's Valentine's Day still. We're still on the Today's Woman show. Well, but before we let you go, do you have a Valentine's message for anybody?
Well, the person knows who they are.
Okay.
And so I wish you a happy Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And my heart is in the right place.
Oh, good. That's so beautiful.
Yes.
That's so beautiful. I mean, all we want is, that what man's greatest need is to be loved.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's good to love yourself, but it's also nice to have somebody who tells you every now and again, I love you, whether it's a child, whether it's a partner.
Yes.
But man's greatest need is to be loved, you know.
Absolutely.
Well, before I let you go, viewers, there's something I saw, my producer gave me, and I thought it was such a beautiful quote. You know, because you hear more often than not people bandishing around the word, you're my soulmate, you're my
Yes.
soulmate. And you see, this is by Lisa Claypass. And she says, I no longer believed in the idea of soulmates or love at first sight. But I was beginning to believe that a very few times in your life, if you were lucky, you might meet someone who was exactly right for you. Not because he was perfect or because you were, but because your combined flaws were arranged in a way that allowed two separate beings to hinge together.
Yes.
That is so beautiful.
Beautiful indeed.
On that note, it's a happy Valentine's Day from me to you. And of course, thanking my sponsors as always, Queen's Pride Perfume Rice, no substitute, Neck Sheen Hair Product for the hair of your life, JNEC Skin Repair and Laser Center. You can catch a repeat of this show on Monday at 4 p.m. So till next week, take care of yourselves.